Yeah, so when it comes to the narrative that we've been hearing from the president and the vice president, and many, many people on X, because I'm on X too, I'm a left-wing commentator in a right-wing media world. The facts are that the left is not the party of violence. And I don't like to say that any party is, but the facts are that from 2022 to 2024, there were 17 right-wing murders. There were 17 extremist murders. All of them are right-wing. And then 13 extremist murders. All of them are right-wing from 2022 to 2024. So it's not in any way that the left is responsible for the violent extremism. And you could say that it was BLM or Antifa, but BLM and Antifa are not left-wing organizations. They're anarchists. And the president and the vice president are characterizing them as left-wing. And the Cato Institute has said that actually when it comes to riots, 60% of violent riots, including arson and breaking things, were from right-wing extremists versus left-wing extremists, which were 20%, and the rest were Islamic terrorism. So it's just a false narrative that I think is being used to divide us. And it's really hurtful for the president and the vice president to continue saying those things.
Ari, your response?
Madeline just disproved her own statistics. If you're going to say that Antifa and BLM are not left-wing organizations and that they're anarchists and that they're some kind of terrorists, you just removed a huge part of the equation. Tell me, if they're not left-wing, why did all the Democrat members of Congress and the Senate take a knee during the George Floyd riots? Why was Kamala Harris, former vice president, then vice presidential candidate, calling for people to support a bail fund to bail out the rioters? The only way your numbers are accurate is if you actually change what you represented about them. This was left-wing violence. This was because of what Charlie Kirk said, that the left didn't like it, and now the left is trying to change the narrative. I saw the other day, the left is saying the firebombing of Josh Shapiro's mansion, that was right-wing violence. That was a pro-Hamas lunatic. And the only ones I see supporting Hamas are the far, far left and major Democrats, including Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, and those types. And to say that this isn't a left-wing problem is beyond insane and only works if you change the data.
Madeline, I'll give you the final word. I'll give you the final word.
Sure. Thank you so much. So you're right. When it comes to the statistics that I just gave, if I want to assign Antifa and BLM to a separate category, then it refutes the statistics. But when I'm debating here, I often include it on purpose because I know that I'm going to get called out on it. That's my opinion, that they're not leftist. And that's what many people who I've spoken to who were in Antifa and BLM say. I don't like the Democrat Party. I don't identify with the Democrat Party. Regardless, though, from all the points that you just made, that doesn't negate the truth of the fact that the majority of violent protests, even if you include Antifa and BLM, the majority of violent protests, the majority of violence comes from the right-wingers, the Proud Boys, the Patriots, the ones who are claiming to be fighting for America.
Did you see anybody burning down buildings over the last few days? Did you see anybody looting over the last few days? Because I didn't see that at all. You know what I saw for 4 months? For 4 months during 2020? That is all I saw. That is all I saw. And I saw the Democrats not do anything about it.
I'm sure that's true, because you weren't shown the full picture.
Like people like Kamala Harris raising money to get the rioters out of jail. So you may say that the BLM and Antifa types don't support the Democrats, but the Democrats support the BLM and Antifa types.
You're right. And I'm tired of the left being so bad at messaging and not distinguishing it, because as you're accurately pointing out, there needs to be somebody who distinguishes it. But again, that does not refute the fact that the independent organizations have all said that actually the majority of homicides that come from extremists are on the right. The majority of violent protests come from right-wingers. You wouldn't know that from all the
school shootings, which were trans shooters, would you now?
Okay. All right. And I'm sure the right, just like you're not including Antifa and BLM amongst the Democrats, the Republicans also don't want to be associated with the Proud Boys as well. All right.